Go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to, well, I can't really say what I want to call this because apparently something about PG-4 and you don't have a guy with a button on the sensor, so just figure out what I'm going to go from there.
Theoretically, I could totally mute you.
You could, but that's not nearly as fun as a little beep sound.
That's too much work. Muting you costs a button click.
Well, all you have to do is set up a macro, and all you have to do is hit a button and go beep.
See, that would take a lot of effort to set all that up. Here, I just have to click a button.
Can you mute him on the other end, too?
No.
That's a loaded question.
It depends on how much you're willing to pay.
I mean, live edits, when they cut off sound for, like, NFL games, that's just, like, muting all noise, so it wouldn't be different than that.
True, you're not wrong. But anyway, welcome back, everybody. You see the regular cast of characters here. Well, you see half the regular cast of characters, and the other half are sparing you the torture of having to look at their faces. Trust me, it's better for everybody that way. But for those of you who don't know, we have our regular cast of characters. We have, he's more complex and more complicated than the Water Temple, Crimson Avex.
Wait, is there anything more complicated than the Water Temple?
Yes, there is. Crimson Avex.
Yes. Yes.
He's more overrated than Final Fantasy VII. We have Nerestra.
I mean, that is a way overrated game, but hey, I'm not that overrated.
He can't be overrated when no one knows about him.
I mean, yeah.
You're still on level 8 looking for the bow.
That was low.
Funny, though.
That was
funny.
Perfect. That was absolutely perfect.
Truth hurts. Love, you know.
I mean, he is playing the fire guy.
He is playing the fire guy. Oh. 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 And with that, he's got more Sudokus in the Wall Street Journal. That, of course, is Dark Falls.
No, I think.
Oh, wait, it's the same Sudoku. That's right. I forgot.
No, I think after the last episode, Malkir had a little bit too much to drink and burned his Sudoku book.
Fair enough. And well, he's just OPT.
Yeah, that's like 2 weeks in a row now. Just saying.
Well, you said you weren't going to put in the effort to give me a bleep button, so I'm not going to put in the effort to give you action.
That was after you wrote all that down, sir. You gave no effort
I would like to point out really quickly, if you look at the bottom of my thing, it just says, and OPT. Literally, it just says, and OPT.
Yeah, you wrote that all out before we went live, bro.
It still just says, and OPT. Just because I'm retconning the Y doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
To be fair, without OPT, we wouldn't be able to do this broadcast, so thank you, OPT.
I mean, I guess Nerestra could restream it.
But you're still looking for the bow. See, you guys were spared me last week because my computer is a piece, but I'm back.
Oh, that's why you can't do any of the streaming.
Well, good. Maybe
Exactly.
you can roll bad this week instead of the rest of us.
And we're going to apologize ahead of time because we have audio desync. Don't worry about that. That's normal. It's nothing more than just vocals come out and then Krim, the robot, decides to process it afterwards. So don't worry about that. It's fine.
What are you?
Now you're all going to be staring at that, and Krim's going to have a complex because every single one of you is staring at his camera.
What am I doing?
Nothing at all.
Like, you're perfectly fine. I don't know what. Whatever.
I was being a wise guy.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway,
No, I'm very good at staying still.
You're allowed to be a wise guy.
Making me think my computer froze.
Anyhow, I'm TG. You all know me. You all probably hate me. Some of you more than others. Krim. Sorry. A little cough there. But welcome back to our new/old/new/something dark side Sunday night time slot. This is going to be Volume 4, Chapter 3, or the Book of Fate, Chapter 3, Hunter's Chance. So last time, after the whole everyone went to the future thing was sort of discovered and still kind of weird, revelations were made about who was who, what was what, and what the heck was going on. From that point, it was determined that the party, minus Malkir, because he apparently needed to stay behind at Ven's house for something. The pilot light was out, and Ven needed the furnace to have a restart.
The Malkir found the scotch.
Yeah, he did find the scotch. And so Phantasm, Anton, and Lutra made their way over to Santa Clara at the Agnew's Asylum, where a very catatonic Dr. Casey was found. From there, it was determined through, well, weird shenanigans, because it's a comic book and weird stuff happens, that y'all had to go into his mind and fight the manifestation of Phantasm's darkness. How Phantasm's darkness got into Dr. Casey's head, that hasn't been determined yet. And y'all stop that.
I'm just kind of
Exit
happy
the
we
mind?
finally killed like a major bad guy.
More like mid-boss.
Do they ever stay? The mid bosses never stay dead.
It's a comic book. Nobody ever stays dead.
There's that too.
I thought they were called graphic novels,
I'm still waiting for one of us to just eat it in battle.
right?
It's gonna be you.
Yeah,
The way you
probably.
roll, it's gonna be you.
To be fair, I roll pretty well in my defense rolls, and then I always skill steal.
Yeah. To be fair, though, Nora missed you here last week because Nora took up your role, so he's very much appreciative that you're back.
Yes.
Yeah, it could happen.
So we left off with Nora and, Anton and Phantasm and Lutra, and Ben and a slightly atrophic Dr. Casey sitting in the room in the Insane Asylum, or the formerly known as Insane Asylum.
Slightly, he couldn't move.
Wiggle your big toe. And with that, we're going to find out if he can wiggle his big toe. Welcome to Volume 4, Chapter 3, Hunter's Chance. Cue the title card.
I mean, it was up for like 11 minutes before we started.
I suppose, since we're technically still in the asylum, I should switch that scene for you. Goop.
That looks like where we were.
All right. So, Dr. Casey, is it working yet?
It's been 5 minutes. It doesn't work that way.
Is it working now?
Gail, can you smack both of them?
I just asked. You made it seem like it was going to work like almost immediately.
Yeah, the issue is going to be not getting into the city, but not getting spotted while you're in the city.
Right. Sounded kind of like Hunter was all over the city. I'm not sure how that's going to be possible.
Ben's going to speak up at this point. Well, when you have access to the entire internet and every listening device and camera that's in place, and some that have been put in place, you're everywhere. You have to be authorized to be in the city. Everyone who's authorized has a digital chip or an ID card or something that the scanners throughout the entire place can scan. If you don't have the card, you're eliminated on site. In theory, that's why Ven had Malkir stay behind, so you have someone to deliver them. I assume that's part of the reason that Dr. Crescent was here. Because, well, up until about 5 minutes ago, he just sort of points at his adoptive father.
Oh, right. Takes Lucha slightly long to understand what.
Yeah, I know. And as soon as I get movement back, I'll be able to help. Until then, do you have a plan at all for how you're going to approach that?
Don't think we got that far. I'm actually pretty certain we didn't get that far. I think we just came here to find you. You guys didn't hear a thing of that, did you?
Nope.
No.
This is really gonna get annoying. Lucha looks at Dr. Casey says, no, we really don't know why we came here. We came here to find you. We don't really know how we're... I don't think we had much of a plan beyond finding you.
Think it goes without saying that do everything you can to save my son?
Well, of
Please?
course. Of course.
I just don't know if any remnants of him are still in there.
Oh. Huh? Well, I guess I don't understand exactly what happened. I mean, I know it's Hunter, but he is also inside of a computer. How does one go crazy inside of a computer?
He blames you, all of you, for everything. And to be frank, I did too.
Huh?
15 years ago, you all just disappeared.
Wasn't
No
perfect.
bodies, no nothing. Like, just vanished. Like you never existed.
And wasn't really
And
your
every
fault.
small bit of hope that we had vanished with you.
Which looks really sad.
And I did everything I could to try and save him. And obviously, you see where that got me. So, eventually, to try and help me, Hunter decided to just fully upload his entire consciousness into the mainframe at the tower, which then started to proliferate into the internet. And unfortunately, the one part that him still being attached to his body was helping with was he was still able to grow. Now, as effectively pure data, there's no more growing. So, effectively, he's still the same 14-year-old kid having one hell of a temper tantrum.
I mean, if I understand it right, if Ven hadn't pulled us into the future, I don't think we'd be here.
Yeah, from what I understand was true, if he didn't pull you into the future, you'd all be dead anyway.
Yeah, probably. It's not like I can go play video games with Hunter. I get trying to reason with him is probably not going to do it.
Probably not. And it's going to be pretty hard to discipline somebody who basically can do whatever they want within the confines of the walls.
Wasn't really talking about disciplining him. What's stopping him from going outside of Bay City?
Familiarity. Again, he's still a kid. He knows Bay City. He's comfortable in Bay City, specifically the San Francisco portion of it. You'll notice when you get there that the Oakland half of Bay City has, just become much more Oakland-like.
Is it made from oak or something?
No, but it makes Cleveland look like Las Vegas.
What's Cleveland? I've never heard of Cleveland.
Anyway.
I mean, you do realize it hasn't been 15 years for us, right?
Cleveland still existed in 2008.
Well, I don't know this. There's a lot of places I don't know about yet. I've only been out for like 3 years.
His face is you can see his face trying to contort. And it's very hard for his face to contort.
I don't go by atlases.
So you don't know where Cleveland is, yet you understand the concept of an atlas.
Well,
I'm seen
them in
that too.
I've seen them in gas stations.
Who let him drive?
Oh, no one. I would ride around with the boss at the dock every so often. He'd ask me to go in and get him a Twinkie pack. He had a lot of those, actually.
So can we get back to like how do we get in? Because
honestly,
if not, we're gonna be talking about maps the rest of the day.
Well, honestly, is getting in even going to be the problem? It sounds like it's more getting through to Hunter. If we can't do that, what's the point of going in?
Well, getting in will be the easy part. Just airdrop.
Airdrop?
Yes. He won't open the gate walls for you. If you try to climb them, you'll be shot on sight. But if you airdrop in...
Think of it as gravity making you an auto rocket.
Just kind of looks over at Phantasm, just like... How is he not going to notice that?
For the record, as he says auto rocket, you see a small little twinkle and an eye color shift ever so briefly.
Well, yes, of course he's going to realize it if you're screaming at the top of your lungs.
Yeah, and? So how do we not do that?
Well, you start by not screaming.
I'm not 100% certain that's possible.
We need to pick.
Did you happen to own any dogs at any point?
Yes, but unfortunately all the muzzles are back in the tower.
Hey!
However, I'm sure there's some rope around here we can use.
I have claws, you know.
Yeah, I don't think that trying to gnash at a rope around your mouth while you're dropping from an airplane into a city is a good idea.
I'm not really sure I was talking about the rope.
I'm pretty sure killing Dr. Casey would not make the temper tantrum stop either.
I'm also pretty sure he's not the one who's going to try to tie the rope around my muzzle, sir.
At this point, Ben comes out of the bathroom. Found some Fix-A-Dent. Will that work? He slinks back into the bathroom and puts it on the shelf.
At this point, I would hope that you'd find chloroform and we could just tie the utter to someone else that's dropping in.
I mean, that might actually work.
You still have that rag from like 15 years ago and 3 months ago.
Right.
Also, Phantasm, as you're talking about this, you get a text message.
The
It is from
future.
Ven. It simply says, "Light a match."
Phantasm goes out to Dr. Casey's kitchen and starts rummaging through all of his drawers.
It takes you a little bit. It's like the bottom drawer buried underneath all the old Ziploc bags, and like 3 decks of Pinnacle playing cards.
I detach one of the matches from the booklet, and I look at it, and Phantasm mutters to himself, "There's no effing way. Nowhere near big enough." So he goes back into the room and goes to a corner where no one's really standing, and lights the match and then holds it up to the matchbook to catch all the other matches on fire, and then blows it so the flame comes out of the booklet.
And with the flame coming out of the booklet is also a shadowy figure that looks like a person.
What are you doing, Phantasm? Why are you lighting a fire in here? What? Who? Not here?
Bingo!
Richard just watches all of this stunned. You know, I probably shouldn't be surprised, but oh my God, Melchior!
Well,
Also-
that was a fun way to travel.
Someone should put that out. Can we, not burn the building?
I just pull the flames into myself.
Huh. So, the 3 of you can now, like, elemental teleport, huh? That's cool.
Well, I mean, I
Well,
could,
yes, but no.
Oh, right.
None of us are going to be doing any teleporting in there. Or any other magic, for that matter.
Why not? I mean, actually, isn't that, like, the only way to get around technology? He probably couldn't tell.
Siege, there's a magic force field.
Huh?
By the way, guys, and then Malcolm kind of just reaches in his pocket and pulls out 3 plastic cards. He kind of just flicks them at Lucha and Crimson. Lucha and Phantasm. And just tosses Anton's on the ground.
Thanks.
What's this?
ID cards.
Oh! Kind of bends over and picks it up. It's like, huh?
Well, no, I handed you yours. I just tossed
Oh,
Anton's on
I
the
thought
ground.
you said, okay. Oh, an ID card. Oh.
I was told to give these to you.
Yeah. Is this how we're supposed to get in now?
I don't know. Crescent didn't say, but that's what I'm assuming they're for.
Nice.
Casey speaks up. They're not going to work for long, but they'll at least get you into a point where you can start making moves.
Malkir just kind of looks over at Casey and goes, "Oh, so there you are."
Yeah. It's been a long 15 years. As you look over, his big toe is actually starting to wiggle.
Oh, it's working!
Did you not learn anything from the first time that we disappeared? That something probably messed up happened?
Yeah, but 2 months is different than 15 years.
Well, that just kind of shows that it's even more
It's even
messed
more
up than it was previous. I mean, I would think that you'd be intelligent enough to know that we wouldn't just abandon you because we wanted to. And yes, I was listening through the comm link, so I heard most of the conversation.
Fair enough.
Suffice to say, I thought you knew that we were a little bit more loyal than that.
Doesn't mean I knew when you were coming back.
Well, we didn't
I
know we
had
were
to
coming
proceed
back.
like it wasn't going to happen.
Yes, but now we have to deal with a little brat throwing a temper tantrum, no offense.
None taken. Because at this point, you're right.
It's true.
You can now see Dr. Casey's eyes shift from his right foot to his left foot as he's trying to get that big toe to wiggle.
Did you know blaming anyone for what's going on with Hunter isn't going to actually solve anything? Like, we just need to take care of this. And my bet would be the sooner the better before we have issues with these cards.
Yeah, we should probably go. Dr. Casey, when we get in there, is there anything you can tell us that we can even, like, how to start with something like this?
The only thing I know, unless he's changed things, is the direct uplink to him is going to be in the same place it always was.
So what, we should make it there and just stop it?
I don't know. Keep in mind, the past 10 years or so, I've been cooped up here.
How did you get here anyway?
Ben speaks up. One of the few things, again, Hunter and I agreed on.
Oh. But what exactly is Hunter even doing now? Like, he's got his city and what?
I don't know. He wants to keep everything he has safe in his mind.
Alright. And Duke just kind of shrugs. Looks at everyone else. I guess we're going in blind.
Don't we always?
Pretty much.
This is Ben. I've seen some of the defense systems. His favorite one is just gun turrets.
Kind of wish you would.
Usually, the sight of the turrets appearing is enough to dissuade most people.
Are they on the rooftop?
I was gonna say, yeah, they're at the rooftop, yeah.
They're everywhere.
So we can get in, but he's gonna know who we are.
Yeah.
Well,
From what I understand, this is more information and preparation than you usually have.
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Either way, he looks at Phantasm. I suppose you're going to need someone to fly the plane. Back.
Yeah, unless we want to lose it, which I don't think.
Now, Casey, say we get in there, he turns hostile. You realize that we're going to defend ourselves, yes?
I understand that.
And are you prepared for the worst, just in case?
There is no answer to that question because I understand what has to happen. That doesn't mean I'm prepared for it.
I just want you to be advised of the situation because I am not going to back down because of a 14-year-old throwing a temper tantrum.
Well, let's hope it doesn't get to that.
Very well. I'm just saying, you pulled me into this path knowing what I was in the past. so you know what I'm gonna do to defend myself.
I also pulled you into this not expecting this to happen at all. He goes, "Come on, Toe, wiggle, damn it, wiggle!"
Well, I guess we should leave you to your toe wiggling, and we should go get ready.
Good luck.
As Lucha walks by, he kind of pats Dr. Casey on the shoulder as he walks past him.
As Malkira walks by, kind of just looks at Casey and kind of gives a nod and just says, "I'll do what I can."
Phantasm heads back to the plane and starts rummaging through some of the storage.
I wonder what happened to the AI on the plane. Oh, maybe it's not the same plane.
Yeah, it's not the same plane.
Right. What happened to our plane, I wonder?
Probably still on the bottom of the ocean.
Right. That's right, we did take it there, didn't we?
We'll leave all of our planes.
Right, yeah. Oh, that's right, we woke up there last time, so we just took it back. Is Ben coming with us?
Ben's basically he's flying the plane back.
Gotcha.
It's a relatively short flight. I mean, this is only Santa Clara.
Right.
And with that, we get a lovely little scene shift.
I mean, at least we don't have to jump out of the plane.
Ben looks over at Phantasm. You didn't tell him that's what we were doing?
I think he was saying that you don't have to. He's completely aware he has to.
At this point, Anton's strapping on his parachute and getting all ready.
I'm sorry, I thought we had car keys to get in now.
That doesn't mean you can get in through the front gate.
Oh. Lucha looks actually surprised by this.
I wouldn't mind smashing the front gate down, but this is easier.
You also don't have a hammer for that anymore.
I can still smash a gate.
Okay.
As you guys reach over, Ben's like, "All right, I'm going to fly over and drop the back gate. You all know what to do."
Lucha waves his head. Actually, I don't actually know what to do.
Jump, and on the signal, pull the cord on the front of the parachute you're wearing.
Wait, just like out of the plane? As we're moving?
Yes.
Malkir goes over and just hooks himself to Lucha.
Oh! What?
Then falls backwards.
Ah! So,
Anton's next, I assume?
of course, Lucha is screaming the entire way down.
Malkir gets like an extra 100 yards, then pulls the parachute.
Yeah, Anton just jumps out behind them, just shaking his head. The screaming otter now. So much for stealth.
Phantasm says bye to Ben up at the cockpit and does a full sprint back the plane and jumps right out of the window and is like in head first dive and passes all three of you. And actually,
way-
roll perception check.
Yep, you beat me to it. So Anton doesn't notice it. Lutra will know. Yeah. So Anton doesn't notice it. He's too busy laughing at Lutra with other two very particular details.
You'll notice that Phantasm is not wearing a backpack.
I mean, I guessed that before we left.
I was just gonna turn to smoke and float down, but
Right.
that works too.
We have a magic force field.
I have
So
wings,
Phantasm
I'm not too worried.
is wind rocketing down. Well, describe it.
So right before Phantasm hits the top of where the tower is, which is where he assumed the force field started, you see small bursts of wind that slow him down. And then out of his jacket, he pulls a katana and jabs it into the side of the wall and rides that down to the bottom.
So we're going full anime? Is that what this is?
Absolutely.
Okay
You're
then.
darn right we are.
Hey, just asking.
We've moved out of the comic books and now we're in the manga section.
So no. It's called manga.
Indeed.
I mean, we are wrestling our 14-year-old, so it kind of makes sense.
And the channel got shut down 5 minutes later.
Shut down for what?
I don't know. It was a really bad statement. Oh.
Rescuing a 14
Anyway,
No,
back-
TG's
back
is
on-
bad.
back on topic.
Yours is hilarious.
Back on topic. So Phantasm's down at the bottom, and he sheaths the katana back underneath his jacket, and he's lining up to catch Lutra.
And
I'm
Malkir,
strapped
'cause they're
to Malkir.
strapped together.
He doesn't care about Malkir.
Well, Malcolm
Shocking,
turned to
someone else who
smoke,
doesn't
so-
care about Malkir.
On his way down, Malkir
So-
just cuts the strings to Anton's parachute.
It's
I
it's
want.
not. Oh yeah. It's,
I want to tell you, by the way, as we're falling, Lutra is grappled onto Malkir like his life is depending on it. And I'm talking like, as tightly as possible, cartoon style.
Claws in the back.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, it'll be belly to back, so my stomach will be to his back.
Oh, that's what you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you tandem skydive.
That's how you tandem skydive. That's not necessarily how you grab Lutra.
Well, I said I hooked him to your back
He
and
did
fell
say
backwards.
that. Yeah,
I missed the
so.
back part. I'm sorry. I just heard him say he hooks himself to Lutra and goes.
So, as only our heroes can do, they successfully skydive into what was Base City. There is a giant scar down the side of the building. If an otter can look pale, Lutra is as white as the shirt I'm wearing.
Lucha is laying on the ground, like, shaking repeatedly. Oh, we're never doing that again, right? Never? Okay, thanks. No.
Malkir just unhooks him and goes, sorry, I do it that way because you would never want to jump by yourself.
No, you know what? You're right. I probably would not have done that by myself.
At this point, a turret sits up out of the ground and laser scans through all of you. Identification verified.
Oh, those
Don't
cards.
expect that to happen too much longer.
Right. Why not?
Should get moving.
Right, I guess we should. How did these cards even just go bad suddenly?
Well, it's not so much the cards going bad, but remember, Hunter, the second he sees this on a camera, everything's going to be looking for our faces.
Right. All right, so where do
I
we
mean,
go?
to be fair, you are at the base of what was formerly Stormbreaker Technologies.
Oh,
Well, we're right where we're supposed to be.
Yep.
convenient. Do we just go in the front door here? Or do we find another way in?
Well, we could bust our way in, or we could take a bunch of steps.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone want to say what any of that meant?
It's a
Final
lesser
Fantasy
to
VII
climbing the Midgard Tower in Final Fantasy VII. There are two options. You bust in the front door and take the elevator and have a bunch of flights, or you legitimately climb 60 flights of stairs, and the game makes you climb all 60 flights of stairs.
It's been a while.
And your only reward is an elixir.
I mean,
And some fantastic
Final
dialogue.
Fantasy.
Valkyrie kind of just chuckles and goes, "We should just do it the way we always do," and just pulled out his scythe and readies it.
I'm not sure. We have. So think of it as like Hunter, with all the bots, only like everything else you could possibly think of.
That didn't make any sense at all.
It made perfect sense. What are you talking about?
Let's just smash the door open. That's our normal MO. Let's get it over with. Plus, I'm tired. I'm not climbing up all the stairs.
I am going
Valkyrie
to
kind of
need...
just looks over at Anton and just goes, "I'll leave this one to you."
It's my specialty.
I am going to need somebody to go ahead and give me a core tile set.
What in the world is that even?
11 to 15.
Thank you. Okay. Front door is, in fact, open.
Aww.
There was a 25% chance that it was locked.
Can't surprise there's only 25% chance.
I know. You'd think the door would be locked.
Oh, well, hey, it's open. That's great. Let's just go.
Wait a second.
What?
The door's open.
Well, I mean, with all of the scanning technology and whatnot around, I'm guessing Hunter probably doesn't really expect anyone like us to be here trying to infiltrate. This is kind of deep into the city.
As this conversation is going on, in your head, Anton, you hear, I feel it. At the top of the tower. It's delicious. We need
Feel
to
what?
get there.
Feel what?
I'm going to need a will save from Anton, please. You can fight it for now, but you do have a strong urge to head to the top of the tower as fast as you possibly can.
Let's go, guys. Let's get up there.
The little kid looks over and says, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm fine. We're just gonna get to the top of the tower quickly.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. As everyone starts going, Lucha kind of, stays back slightly, so he's, kind of walking next to Phantasm. He looks over at Phantasm and says, does that guy have a voice in his head?
It's his turn.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Is this something we should worry about? Remember what happened the last time one of us had a voice in our heads? Me, mostly.
I mean, worst comes to worst, he pulls out the Excalibur sword and just tries to stab himself.
Okay.
Or rather, the voice in his head.
Okay.
I can hear the two of you talking.
Yes, we're coming.
So you enter into the lobby, and it's exactly the lobby you remember.
All right, let's go to the top.
You think he'll just let us use the elevator?
No, I doubt he'll let us use the elevator. But you want to try it anyway?
And put us in a place that we have no exit in case something does happen.
I
Are
mean,
you
that's
that much of
kind
an
of
idiot?
yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about.
Give me one reason why I don't blow you up where you stand. You all recognize the voice. It's Hunter.
Right. We
Since we're here.
have yeah.
This is all your fault. And you have the nerve to show up here 15 years later?
Well, actually, to us, it's like 3 days.
It's been 15 years.
Well, to you, it has been. Not to us, unfortunately.
Do you notice we don't really look any different?
Yeah, we haven't aged 15 years.
Neither have I.
But yeah, we heard. Also, hi, Hunter.
Don't hide me. As he says this, well, let's get some pictures out here, because pictures. 4 gun turrets appear. They don't fire directly at you yet. They just fire at the ground in front of you. And
Really, we're gonna have to do this the hard way.
Just because, so I can actually show you what it is, of course, a Gatling gun.
Hunter, you know what we're capable of. Do you really want to be a petulant brat, or do you want to settle this shit like men?
I would not argue
Would
with
not-
him.
no, don't.
All 4 gun turrets immediately swivel and point at Malkier.
See, we haven't changed one bit, quite frankly.
You should have been eliminated on sight when you got in here. So I don't know how you got in. But I'm going to give you one chance to leave.
Why are you angry, Hunter?
I'm not angry.
The 4 guns currently pointing at Malkier say differently.
I mean, it's Malkier. He deserves it.
You're
I'm
not
not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. But I'm guessing that he wasn't the only one they were originally going to aim at. So why are you angry?
You disappeared. Out of thin air. And everything you promised you couldn't do. You promised you would fix me.
Yeah, we're still working on it.
And you didn't. You just disappeared.
Well, yeah, Ben pulled us into the future. Kind of happened.
I mean, we weren't planning on
You're
disappearing, you know.
making excuses.
Hunter,
You've been gone for 15 years.
Not by choice.
here's the thing. We need to break the fate magic. We couldn't do that in our time. We needed to come here.
You're lying. You're lying. You left for 15 years, and now you're back here because it fits your story. It's convenient for what you need.
And what do we need, Hunter?
Something of my father's, of course. It's the only reason you're here. My stepbrother sent you,
No.
didn't he?
The only reason we're here is because we heard that you have made Bay City into basically into a bigger hyperbaric chamber than you're already existing in.
I don't exist in a hyperbaric chamber anymore. I'm everywhere.
No, you're still trapped. Hunter, you're never going to be able to escape if you do not let us help you.
Look what happened last time I let you help me. You disappeared. Dad went crazy.
And you're still around. You haven't died.
Yeah, but I don't have a body anymore.
I'm sure your dad can arrange that.
How? He's gone. He's not the same person he was.
Actually,
He can't even move anymore.
he's fixing that.
You lie.
We saved him.
It's exactly what you would say to try and gain my trust. You lie.
Did your father?
You lie.
Did your father say anything
Liar.
odd to you? Did your father say anything odd to you before you cast him out? Before he left? Was he not himself?
He lost himself trying to save me, which he would have been able to do if you had just fulfilled your promise.
He lost himself because of an entity called Demise. Do you remember Demise?
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
No. Why would I even bring Demise back up? Me, of all people, why would I bring Demise back up? Why would I bring him back into the very thought of existence?
Because you need something up here and you figured that's the best way to get me to help you out.
I could have thought of many other ways.
Also, in the meantime, in your head, Anton, you just hear, "Oh, it is so deep. All of the anger and hate. Leave them to their prattle. We need to get up there." I'll need another will save. Okay, at this point, I am now going to be triggering a complication, so go ahead and take a hero point.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yep. I am going to be triggering the... this is one of the ones we had talked about earlier that was there but not on the sheet. I'm going to trigger the hate unending complication. You are now completely and totally hell-bent on getting to the top of the tower where the source of this hatred is emanating from.
Guys, I really want to go check out where my stone stuff was before we left. I gotta get up there.
I wouldn't chance it.
Your roof is gone. And if you take another step, you'll be too.
Well, that Anton just fires away at the gun.
All right. Roll to hit the turret. Which one, by the way?
Just-
What are you doing?
The closest one to me. I'm just gonna
Alrighty.
slash
Go
it.
ahead and, guys, pull yourself onto the map here at this... Oh, yeah. Oh, the turret, you just slice it in half. Like, I'm not even going to bother rolling that. It's a 32. It can't make the save. It's a minion. You completely slice the turret in half.
Seeing
I'm
Anton do
going
that,
to the
I'm going
roof.
to not let him outshow me. I'm gonna throw a fireball at one of the other ones.
Wait,
Roll the hit.
guys!
I mean, to be fair, this is dark, so even a dark roll should hit. Hey, you hit! Alright, actually, it'll be both of these, technically, because it's a burst area. So they can't make the dodge because they're stationary turrets.
Mock here. Go after him.
That one makes it. Surprisingly, these are tougher than you thought. They're a little scorched, but for the most part, are perfectly fine.
Lucha looks confused and kind of panicky. He pulls out his crossbow and fires at the last one over here.
All
with
right.
his
Turret
with his
3.
taser bolt.
All right, a little bit of a weird ruling on how this works because technically they are not. They have no fortitude, so they can't be paralyzed or stunned in the typical manner.
I kind of figured the electric thing was going to be a thing.
Right, but that's exactly what it is. So it's not your typical how that's going
Right.
to work. It's basically being treated like a nullify effect because of the electricity.
Right.
And technically, that's based off of. Where is the button I'm looking for? This with an additive bonus. Oh yeah, no, it shorts out.
That was with an added bonus?
That was an untype that I was adding to it.
Gotcha.
It's a turret. It's got base scores of 0s across the board except in toughness.
Gotcha.
So technically Fant would get a response here.
I'm sorry, a response to what?
The fact that Anton sliced through a turret, Lucha shorted out a turret, and apparently they're fireproof.
Fant just stands where he is. Hunter. Listen to reason. What purpose would we have had for just disappearing and abandoning you 15 years ago just to show up 15 years later wanting something from your father? If we really wanted something that bad, why would we have just left when we knew there was still stuff that needed to be done?
We just get rid of these guns and go.
How adults think. I just know you lied. And you continue to lie.
You're really illogical for a computer.
Both gun turrets turn on Lutra and fire. So each gun is using, well, Gatling gun. I think that hits.
Yeah, it does.
DC 25.
Who's it going after?
Lutra, both of them are.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on, I gotta make sure that's right. I'm not sure it is. It is, okay.
So the first batch of bullets will graze your armor and bruise you.
Did you say armor?
Or padding or whatever. Fur.
Yeah. Lucha's not wearing
And
armor.
same thing again, DC 25. Ouch. So Lucha has taken 2 bruises as the bullets just pepper him.
Hunter, look what you're doing. You swear we abandoned you 15 years ago. So we come back to try to right things, and you're trying to kill Lutra, someone who's never done anything other than try to treat you the best possible.
He disappeared. He left. Also, OPT, re-roll that as a toughness save, not a fortitude save.
Oh, what? Oh, they hit the wrong button?
You did.
Oh, jeez.
Same result, less days.
Right.
The bruisers are still there, just no days this time.
That's fine.
Okay, so then what is your explanation, Hunter? Why would we leave? If you have all the answers, then why did we leave?
Because you had something better to do. Something that was more important.
What? What was more important? What was more important than what we were actually trying to do 15 years ago and we're still trying to do today?
Wait. I know. Hunter, when 15 years ago, plus 2 months or so, Dr. Casey took my entire vital system. He scanned me. Remember that? He scanned everything about me. He learned every single thing about me. Do you remember that?
Of course I do. I helped out with it.
Yes, you did. Scan me again. You'll see I haven't aged 15 years.
I don't care if you haven't aged 15 years.
Hunter, it will mean we didn't abandon you.
But you did.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. We didn't. We didn't want to just jump ahead 15 years. We went after Kismet and was supposed to be the one who's done all of this to everyone, including you.
By the way, at this point, Anton and Malkier are a good halfway up the stairs.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're gone.
Hunter, I'm serious. And Lucha just kind of stands up and stands basically in front of the turrets. Scan me or shoot me. I don't care. Just pick one.
If you're going to make it easy.
Lucia just stands there with his arms out.
Both turrets point at Lutra.
He doesn't move. If you're really that gone, then just shoot me.
I actually have to pull character sheet up. Phantasm, give me an insight check as you're watching the turrets. You can see the turrets shaking a little bit, and with your experience, you recognize it basically as like the first time someone points a gun at somebody and they have that sort of shaky trigger finger.
You mean like they're firing a Gatling off of a helicopter and they can't steady their arms?
I mean, if that's
that would have been Phantasm's experience on it.
Yeah.
Phantasm steps in front of the other Gatling gun. Well, Hunter, you want to kill us. You think we abandoned you? If you want to kill us, go ahead. Then there's no hope left for you. But if you, just for 1 second, think reasonably about all of this, you'll know whether it's now or whether it's 15 years ago, we want to help you.
You left. You lied. Like, and you can hear the shaking in his voice, and it's actually, the shaking in his voice is in time with the shaking of the guns.
Hunter, I mean it. Scan me. Seriously. You don't see it. I haven't aged 15 years. We didn't leave.
Doesn't matter.
Of course it
You
matters.
didn't age 15 years. You were gone for 15 years.
Not our fault. That's why it matters, Hunter. It matters because we
No.
didn't abandon you. We're still here fighting for you.
It does.
Hunter, we are here regardless. You can either choose to let us still help you, or you can make us an enemy. And I can tell you, with what is out there, with what Kismet has done, and what we need to try to stop, an enemy is the last thing either of us needs. Kind of disappointed I didn't have Discord open to see that reaction.
It was me doing the inner eye wipe. Go before I change my mind.
We're not going anywhere.
You say help. Prove it. Get up here and save me before I change my mind.
Lucia's still a little injured from getting shot at. Kind of steadies himself and nods and starts. Well, actually heads towards the elevators.
For the sake of plot convenience, we will have the door to the stairs and the elevator door open at the exact same time.
Ding.
Anton and Malkier are decidedly more winded than Phantasm and Lutra.
Where is it?
Where's what?
It's close. Find it.
What are we looking for, Anton?
At this point, Anton's eyes sort of... I'll give me perception checks, actually.
You do know I just rolled a 2 on that perception.
I rolled a 3.
Dark's like, I rolled in the double digits.
No, I rolled an 8.
I have to pull something up here. Oh, wait, that's the not that sheet. That sheet. All right. And then I have to roll. So, for the briefest of moments, you think you see an eye color flicker for Anton, but it's all of a millisecond. And then you just sort of hear, "Where's Hunter, of course? Isn't that why we're here?"
Lucia looks at Anton a little oddly. Looks over at Phantasm.
Grim, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Phantasm looks over at Lutra and sees the same concern that he has, and says to Anton, we don't need to get to Hunter right now. We need to help him in other ways, but we do not need to get to him.
See? I knew you were lying.
No, Hunter, we're not. I don't know what's wrong with Anton all of a sudden.
This isn't the Anton you know, Hunter.
This definitely is not.
Anton wants to harm you. We don't want him to.
I don't want to harm him at all. I want to help him just like you do.
Anton?
Yes.
How do you want to help him? Because if you seem to have forgotten, the only way for us to help him is to figure out fate magic, and I don't think you have it figured out.
I definitely don't have it figured out.
How are we going to know exactly what to do if we don't know what we're looking at or for?
I know what I'm looking for.
How can you be sure it hasn't changed in 15 years?
Because I'm not looking for Hunter's body.
Then what are you looking for?
We came here to tell Hunter that his father has regained himself. We came here to prevent Hunter from continuously holding himself up in a city that no one can access, to allow his father to get back to him, and to allow us to come back once we do have the capability of freeing him. Once he does have the ability to actually come back and take a human form again. Tell me, without the knowledge of fate magic, without all this stuff, what are you going to do if you find him? What is finding him going to do for you?
You said it yourself earlier, that magic and technology don't tend to mix very well. Something I know very well from my time with the medallion. If there's still fate magic involved, would it still be there if he truly has uploaded himself to the internet?
Hunter hasn't changed one bit. Just because his body isn't there doesn't mean his soul isn't. His soul is what exists in the entire hub system, as we called it. That
Yes.
is what triggered the fate magic, not the body. The body was being preserved for when Hunter could come back.
So you're telling me that we came all the way up here simply to deliver a message that could have been done through any number of means?
Hunter needed to
While
see us.
nearly getting ourselves killed and shot at. He looks over and sees the bullet holes on Lutra as he says that.
Hunter needed to see us
So he could kill us?
He didn't kill us.
No.
That's the thing.
So he could know that we are actually here. Remember, he thought we abandoned him.
I'm going to need perception checks from Phantasm, Lutra, and Malkir as this is going on.
Ooh.
Lutra doesn't see crap.
He's rubbing his fur still.
Malkir is the only one who's actually going to notice that. Well, let me rephrase that. Lutra is not going to notice it because it's a 1. Okay. Well, good thing I wasted a 20. Malkir is the only one who's going to notice that. And as this conversation is going on, at the last part of that last sentence, he notices what appears to be just a small little trickle of Malkir's shadow sort of shimmying out of itself, like it's like a smoke trail out of the shadow. And it is heading off towards what Malkir knows is the direction of what used to be Dr. Casey's office.
Wait, whose shadow is doing this?
Anton's.
Oh, God.
Malkir kind of just like looks at it and looks back at the crew and goes Casey's office, and the Scotch guys are just jogging over that way.
So where are we? Did we get to this rooftop?
By the way, the feeling of needing to get up there is completely gone.
What was on the rooftop?
Whatever's in,
What?
Hey,
Yeah,
whatever's inside of you, whatever's inside of you is trying to get to Hunter.
Lucha's already running towards the office door.
Yeah, so
Like at full
Malkir's
speed.
almost there. Yes, as is Malkir.
Like, the moment Malkir said that, Lucha just started running in that direction.
I'll wait here then.
So now that Malkir said about Casey's office, would Phantasm notice it?
You have to take another perception check.
I mean, as I said, Lucha's just running there. He doesn't care why.
Let's say the static DC is right up there. Because it's been pointed out with a tie, yes, you will. You'll sort of see it slip around a corner.
And of course, I fail my insight check.
So at this point, does Anton realize that something's going on with something, or is it pretty...
He's pretty sure that whatever the voice inside his head is now slithering.
I would also like to point out that my last 4 rolls were a 3, a 2, a 7, and a 1.
I'd like to point out
Dark,
that that's a
quit touching my die.
No, I'm good. You can have it. Taking a week off apparently helped, I guess. I have to have a broken computer more often.
So Anton's going to go ahead and follow in.
Right. So Lucha's running in as fast as possible without knowing what the heck's going on.
Phantasm, as the others are walking in, sort of whispers very, very quietly, but loud enough to where hopefully Hunter can hear him. Hunter, if you have even the smallest amount of trust in us, you will lower the magic field. And he sort of just trails in after.
Well, a couple of things are going to happen at this point. This is one of those fortunate story beat things, so you guys make your way. Do I have the hyperbaric chamber board here? No, I don't, and I'm not looking up for it. So we're just going to stick on this board. So you guys end up back in the hyperbaric chamber room, and you guys arrive just in time to see the shadow slither up into the hyperbaric chamber and in sort of a weird, creepy kind of this shouldn't look this way, basically goes into Hunter through basically breathing in smoke. And then some really, really, really creepy crap's gonna happen. You start to, there's like some twitching and some pulsating, and, well, the body of Hunter is now, well, let me upload the thing here. Because apparently I added everything else but the handout of the picture. Bursts out of the hyperbaric chamber, and, well, that is what meets you. Well, hold on. That is what greets you.
Oh, it's so cute.
Malkir, you recognize this as the bloated figure from your vision.
Okay. I was gonna say, what, from the comic book he likes reading?
No. From the vision you all got with the medallions.
Right, yeah.
It's cute.
I kind of pass the information off to the others that this is going back to the vision.
Which one? We've had like 15 of them. None of them make any sense.
Remember the ones that made us all very, very angry?
I didn't have a bloated monster thing in my vision.
I know, but all
Ours
had
are
separate
separate.
ones.
Oh, right.
He was from mine.
Great.
Or it was from mine. I don't know if that... Yeah.
Ooh. It's good to finally be out of that sword. And to such a fruitful host.
You were in my sword.
That is not your sword.
I'm holding it now.
Fair enough, but that sword belongs to... Oh, he was so good too. I miss him. But this... The anger of a child is so much more pure. Powerful. As he says that, Phantasm in particular is going to feel a surge of magical energy. As you're pretty sure the barrier just came down.
Just to make sure, Vant flicks his wrist to conjure a sword.
You have a sword.
He sort of taps Malkir on the side of the leg with it, and sort of tilts his head down to get Malkir's attention to go down, so Malkir's aware.
Valkyrie follows along with Fan's plan, getting the hint that he wanted in the act.
Initiative?
Oh, yeah. Oh, lovely. I won that.
Holy bad rolls!
I think Krim won that too.
No, I forward that.
Lutra is up.
I'm not really sure Lucha knows how to react to all of this.
You have a giant, tumorous, bloated thing that basically just possessed Hunter.
Right. So because of that... Alright. So, Sure looks at that thing, is like, kind of stares at it, like, shocked, but how far away are... We're in, like, a room, right?
Yeah, you're in the hyperbaric room.
Okay, so we're not, like, really far away. Okay.
I mean, it's a big enough room because it had all the machinery in there, but
Right.
half the machinery is now completely destroyed.
Such frowns. Yeah, shakes his head, it's like, oh, gosh. He runs up to this thing, kind of jumps up, and winds his fist back and tries to punch him in the face.
Which face?
Exactly. But he's actually using Honor Strike.
You probably hit him. You do hit.
It's a...
However...
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a will thing, I believe. Yeah, that's will.
Is that will or...
I actually have it listed. I actually made it will defense.
Can you explain the logic behind how you're punching something? And...
No, I really can't. I
They
think I actually clicked the wrong button on that one.
Do you believe that is a typo?
Would be
Yes.
fortitude. It's not a typo. It's just a drop down box.
Yep.
Like, that can't possibly be right.
Trying to steal my thunder there with the Wills fighting.
Well,
Apparently,
unfortunately, due to the nature of all of this, he's immune to fortitude saves.
it's like every
There is a
cool
specific...
it's like literally every cool move I have I can't use. All right.
There's a specific reason for this,
Yeah,
and
sure
I will
there is.
explain it all at the end, I promise. I will show you the character sheet and explain the whole thing at the end.
Yeah,
However, I will give you a hero point for that, because there's no way you can know that this thing just possessed the kid is fortitude immune, so go ahead and take a hero point.
I have a feeling I'm about to need it.
Anton, this thing just came out of your sword and possessed a 14-year-old.
Well, let's put it back where it belongs, in the sword.
Well, I have good news and bad news for you.
Yeah, figures.
The good news is you hit. The bad news is he's immune to critical hit.
Of course.
Again, reasons for that.
Yep.
But he will still have to make the save, and will is technically not his strongest suit.
What does immune?
He will take a will bruise.
What does immune from critical hit actually mean?
It means that you can hit him, but there is something about the nature of their abilities, their powers. Picture like a undead in D&D, they don't have vital organs, so you can't critically hit them. Similar concept.
I feel like you said a lot of words that didn't actually answer my question. So, what does being immune to critical hit mean as far as
Basically,
mechanics?
if we roll a critical hit, so like
Yes.
Anton just rolled a 20 there.
Right.
We don't get the +5 to the DC.
That's all I wanted to know.
hit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we just don't get the benefits of a critical hit. It's just a hit or a miss.
There we go. All right. Thank you.
All right, well, he did take a will bruise, if I can put that on the sheet here, which I will. Fant is up.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna do this, but we're not actually aiming at him.
Okay,
We're
what are we
aiming
aiming
up.
at?
We're aiming at the ceiling above him. So
Okay. Okay, you hit the ceiling. What am I doing with it?
I am just hanging there from my sword.
Okay, you're hanging out above him.
Huh. Lucian kind of looks up, like, huh.
Malkir.
You were in my head. I recognize you.
I don't recognize you. Should I?
You're looking at the one that's going to kill you, so yes, you will remember me. Well, maybe not for long.
All of the mouths smile. Also, that sounds way creepy when you say it out loud.
That's really creepy.
Yeah, I had apparently like everything on my sheet was set to will save.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
I'm going to rush forward and attack one of the necks of the beast.
Well, you hit again, immune to crits, but you definitely hit him. Again, like the other thing, this is not that hard to hit.
And does the secondary effect kick in also?
Secondary effect will kick in because that's basically the lingering fire, and that will turn. But yeah, you definitely hit him, and you will definitely bruise and daze him. And I actually have to make this check here.
I didn't chop one of the heads off. That sucks.
Right. Jim, roll one. Ooh, that's good for you guys. What just happened? However, that's not so good. So, after you sort of slice into him, for a brief second, you can kind of like the creature is almost hesitating for a minute, and then sort of gets its bearings back and is attacking Malkir with, well, this is really interesting, actually. As he sort of roars and swings his hand at you, what appears to be a bunch of little, well, nanotech particles appear in this thing's hand, and a scythe that looks remarkably like yours comes swinging at you. Does a 25 hit you?
Let me check. 22, so yes.
All right, you'll need to make a DC 29 against basically a nanotech version of your own scythe.
So that would be toughness or dodge?
Yep, toughness. I'll take the hero point. I'm pretty sure you want to reroll.
Yeah, I'll take
There we
that
go.
Nice.
You actually, as this scythe comes winging down, your reactionary training kicks in, and at the last second, you manage to parry it off with your scythe. And yeah, he just created a scythe out of basically thin air. Lutra is up.
Well. Alright, so I'm just gonna claw at the guy, because that's all I can do.
You will hit by 2 tiers, which is a 29 save. I swear these dice hate you guys. I really think they do. As you sort of claw at him, you're sort of slicing and cutting into all these disgusting feeling sores and tumors on its body. It's really just disconcerting. Anton is up.
What do you want with Hunter? And what are you?
I got what I wanted from him. Flesh and bone. And as for what I am your death, your demise, your doom.
Anton's blasting again with Arthur's Shadow.
And what TG hasn't told you is that he chain smoked for 2 weeks straight to get this voice down.
Did I what?
That you chain smoked.
Yes. You will bruise him again on the will, and he is definitely dazed. One thing you do notice, as the shadow of Arthur comes out of the sword, it almost looks like the shadow itself is being almost a little more aggressive towards this thing. Like, it has a vendetta against this thing. Phantasm is up. You're currently hanging from the ceiling.
Phantasm sort of pulls himself up to put his feet on the ceiling. And by the way, a hero point is incoming.
I know exactly what you're doing here, and I am perfectly okay.
So Phantasm dives down, and as he is, he pulls the katana out and tries to stab the thing in the head.
Too soon. That's too soon.
Well, no, you managed to hit it. What is the hero point being used for exactly?
The hero point is going to be used for an additional action.
Okay, fair enough. So you will hit it with that, not a... I will give you a untyped bonus to that damage from the fact that you just springboarded off the ceiling and planted a katana in him. Didn't matter what the additional bonus was, that was a good roll. But you do, again, as you drop down with the katana, it also pierces into a really bulbous tumor.
And as I fly right down by him, I crash into the ground.
And there's Sumerian Shade. Yeah, he is, he's not going to make that. So, obviously the daze isn't going to happen, but we will get the toughness save. And, my die rolls happened again. Malakir is up.
Nice scythe. Mine's a little bit better though.
You definitely hit. That will be a bruise. I'm going to hit the up arrow, not the down arrow for injuries. Anything else happening?
Yeah, the secondary effect.
Okay, it's your job to remind me, so...
I know
roll
it.
for this. Ooh, and the spot where you slashed him the first time flares up again with yet another bruise and a daze. Not that he's really going with the daze.
So now you have two secondary effects on since it's a second slash?
No, secondary effect. Well, the first one, it's a save, and then the next turn, it doesn't keep continuously going. So it's still one secondary effect, right?
Gotcha.
Yep. But it is its turn, and again, I have to do... Okay, yeah, no. There is no hesitation on that, because I rolled a 1 on that. Wouldn't have that, he wouldn't have that. As much... Actually, no, he is actually going to go after Malk, because Malk is the one who's been sort of hitting him. Well, then. If you feel that yours is better, why don't we try something else on your side? And at this point, this weird sort of blackish, reddish, greenish aura sort of appears in both of the mouths and attempts to envelop you. I believe a 29 hits you.
Yes, 'cause I have a 22, so.
All right, I'm going to need a will save. The DC is 24. All right, so as this sort of embraces you, this cacophony of colors, the innate anger and hatred inside you starts to boil up a little more right now, and you're definitely feeling more susceptible to your base emotions. In game terms, it's a weakened will, so your will score is dropped by 5. You will regain 1 point of will at the end of each of your turns. But right now, your will score is taking at a -5. Enjoy what you feel, because soon it will be all you. And the several mouths grin at you. Lutra is up. That will be all 3 tiers. See, Krim? I can roll low. It doesn't happen too often, but I can.
Yeah, that wasn't a roll against me.
Luke's just gonna extra effort another attack.
Well, before we do that, I have to do math here, so give me a second.
Sorry.
No, that's 14, not 15. So that will be 2 more bruises, and technically it's considered staggered.
As I said, Luke's just gonna extra effort another attack in. I swear I didn't just set that.
No, that's fine. I'm going to apply this here in a second, but I'm going to need something else to happen because he's using his villain point as part of a complication from way back when. As you go to approach, you're going to see a quick flash of, in one of the faces, Hunter's face. I need a will save first. You know it's an illusion. You're fine. That was one of those, don't fail it because funny things are going to happen if you do.
Right. Oh my god.
So as you sort of approach and claw the ever-loving bejeebus out of this thing, you just start ripping, tearing different parts and pieces, and it's a little disconcerting, honestly. But you manage, just a little tiny bit disconcerting.
Tiny bit.
But you manage to just... Well, the best way I can describe this is what happens when the...
You cut out there right as you said that.
Basically, what happened here is effectively what happens when the puppy gets the newspaper.
Ah.
And everyone who is standing around there, I'm going to need dodge checks from.
Including me?
No, you're getting this.
Oh, sure. Now I roll an 18.
All right, so Phantasm is perfectly fine as his normal barrier of wind just sort of blows all of this off. Surprisingly enough, Anton manages to be standing in the right place at the right time, but poor Malkir is going to just get absolutely covered in the flying, shredding bits of tumor and bulbous, rotting carcass as Lutra just tears into this thing and completely eviscerates it.
Basically, Anton is standing directly behind Malkir.
I'm just saying he's in the right place at the right time. Technically, that is a second staggered and incapacitated, so this thing definitely sort of falls over and is, well, again, puppy dog, newspaper.
Just clearly angry that this thing is taking its friend's body over. As Lucha finishes, he's kind of breathing a little heavy, like, ew! Okay, that's really disgusting. That smells really bad. Okay, ew.
Malkara kind of just like looks down at himself and just gets really angry that his armor is just covered in garbage.
Okay, ew. Oof.
It's still there on the ground.
Ew. Okay. Oh, that's. Lucha kind of like steps out of the pile of whatever he's standing in.
Anton here. Suddenly, you have no control over doing this, but it doesn't feel malicious like it has. You walk over to it, sort of gauge exactly where you think this thing's heart-ish should be, and just Excalibur this thing. And as the sword sort of just impales whatever this thing was, the blackness that was embracing Excalibur doesn't completely go away, but it brightens a little bit. As whatever this is or was does what any good RPG boss should do, and that's slowly fade away from the top of the screen down. So basically,
Cue fanfare music. Do a little dance.
make a little love.
Get
Can I
down
swing
tonight?
this sword around?
No.
There's a big circle above
No.
my head. Can I swing
Is
my
this the
scythe in a
part-
circle over my head?
You can.
Is this the part where we dance and pump our fists in the air because you're dead?
Lucha doesn't look all that
Sure.
happy, though. Lucha looks around. Lucha looks around and says, "But what about Hunter?"
After the thing sort of fades away, where it was laying, almost as if it was coming from Excalibur, Hunter's body sort of remanifests.
Lucha's eyes widen. But the chamber. What now?
You hear through the speakers, "Save the world."
Hmm?
You asked what's next. Isn't this the part where you save the world?
Hunter?
Yeah?
Are you okay?
That's just a body?
But it's your body.
It was.
That's got to be awkward.
I mean, I'm still part of this here. So, I mean,
Are you feeling okay?
I mean, I'm not pointing a turret at you right now, am I?
No.
I mean, I can if you want me to.
No.
And one just pops up out of the ground and just points at Lutra.
No, that's okay. But you sound different, is all. Good, different, just different. Different than when we got here all of 15 minutes ago.
Well, whatever that was, because I was still connected to my body when that thing took it over. he was just so angry, hated everything, wanted all of you to just drown in hate and anger. It was awful.
It was like my vision, like I warned you guys about. That's why I kept saying I felt anger.
She kind of sighs, but looks up and looks at everyone else. And is like, all right. So I guess that is the next step then. Actually, there's one thing that I think we really need to do first.
There's no kitchen.
It's not what I was going to ask. Is the shower still here? Because, ew! I'm covered in whatever this is.
You swear you hear a smile. You hear a smile over the speakers, and you just get a, well, whose fault is that?
Okay, yes, but it was gonna, I don't even know, it was gonna eat us or something.
Melchior kind of just sets himself on fire and burns it all off him.
Well, I'm an AI. I'm digital. No one's been allowed in this building in 15 years. I don't have plumbing.
Oh.
I mean, not like I can't hack myself into the grid and turn it back on.
Oh, would you mind?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Please?
I'll take a poll. Fant, Anton, Malkier, does he stink? I can't smell anything.
It's like otter wash.
Please.
Fine, give me a minute.
Thanks, Hunter.
Also, Lutra, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay, well, you definitely didn't need to go that crazy with it. But this is the first time since you've had the medallion that there's been a feeling missing when you've been in this proximity, specifically his body. Like, ever since you had the medallion, there was this abnormal, weird feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's gone.
Just from having the medallion, or?
It specifically started when you had the first time you came in this, after you gained the medallion. And this is the first time since you've had the medallion that you've been in close proximity to Hunter's body in this room where you haven't had that.
She kind of stands still for a moment and kind of pulls the medallion out from under his shirt and kind of holds it and looks at it and looks at
It's standing there steady, no glow, no aura, no nothing.
That's weird. Witcher looks over at Phantasm and says, I've had this very weird feeling ever since I've had this. The first time we came in here, I don't have that feeling anymore, and I don't know what that means. It's weird.
Possibly a byproduct of the medallion.
Maybe.
Maybe because there's no physical embodiment of Hunter anymore, there's something that the medallion can't sense.
Maybe.
Oh, this is probably going to decompose really, really quickly. What do we want to do with it?
The otter?
Not fun.
You know, he's talking about his body.
Yeah.
Fant walks over and, like, sort of steps on the head and pulls his katana out and goes over and grabs one of the linens and wipes it off.
That's really gross.
Yeah. I mean,
And just Fant tosses the linen on its head.
I clawed at it.
You bit that.
I clawed at it. I don't always use my teeth when I attack.
Make sure you wash under your nails.
Yeah. They're claws. It's easier to do. Anyway. But I mean, I guess if we can't do anything about the body, Hunter's body, don't humans normally bury their out of respect?
But I'm not dead.
You're not. But what do we do?
That's why I asked
Well,
you.
given what possessed his body and what may remain in that, I think that's Malkir's expertise now.
Oh. Right. I'm gonna go clean up. Bye. Richard kind of walks out of the office just a little slowly and goes towards the barracks and the showers there.
Melchior just like burnt everything off him.
So now what? You said Dad was okay?
I mean, he's worse than aware, but he'll be fine.
I mean, can you guys bring him here? I'd really like to see him.
Probably.
I mean, nothing's gonna shoot you anymore.
I mean, we've heard that about the guns on the roof before.
And a random crossbow bolt tinks off your armor. So sorry, I had to. It's been 15 years since I've seen it. I had to.
Fine.
Hey, Hunter, if it means anything, I think we could have actually not jumped in the future 15 years and Malkir still wouldn't figured out that Sudoku puzzle.
Oh, you mean this one? And one of the hub bots comes out of the wall holding the book.
The book was incinerated. It does no longer exist.
This is the one from 15 years ago. It absolutely exists. You left it here.
Melchior kind of just points at the hub bot and just sends a string of fire straight to the book.
The hub bot itself looks. If the alpha style bots can look sad, it looks sad.
Melchior sends a ring of fire to the bot as well.
Hey, that's not nice.
It was taunting me. It got what it deserved.
It wasn't. It was doing it because I told it to.
Hunter was taunting you, which is funnier.
And I'm pretty sure you can't burn the internet.
And actually, I think the hub bot mocking him and stuff is actually funnier.
I mean, I wish it were just the bot, but it is me. But we'll let the bot take the credit.
I mean, honestly, it's not hard. I'm sure the bot could mock him without your help.
The bot could have done the Sudoku without his help.
Oh, it did. Take a look at the inside of the wall. There are photocopied papers of every Sudoku from that, and it's in pen.
Hey, Malkir, does someone pour water over you? You're steaming a little bit.
Becker just doesn't even respond.
So you said you're here to stop Kismet. Do we know how?
Nope. Hadn't stopped us yet.
We're
Clearly-
trying to figure out where to find him.
I mean, clearly we're doing the right things because she's messing with the timeline to get rid of us, apparently.
Well, Hunter here almost did her work for her.
You guys did disappear for 15 years. I'm still mad at you for that.
I mean, it wasn't our choice.
To be
I can
honest,
still be mad.
some days I wish they would actually disappear for 15 years and not just us time warping.
Yeah, your 15 years was 3 days for us, so
Not even really.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to decompress there.
We really need to stop going to the Bermuda Triangle. I mean, let's be honest here.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna guess that we're gonna have to go back to stop Kismet. That seems to be the point of all of our problems.
You're telling me we need to stop going there? Remember, I've died twice and time warped once there.
Right, exactly. See? We really need to stop going there. It seems like it's not good for anyone's health.
And yet, here I am. Still
I should
defying
go back.
all logic.
I think logic got thrown out the window a long time.
You're not kidding.
It's almost like this isn't real life.
Is it just fantasy? Richard kind of sighs and stretches his arms out. Like, all right, so what's next, guys? I mean, what do we do now? Like, we've got this far.
Well, I made a promise 15 years or, 2 weeks ago, however you want to look at it, depending on whose timeline you're talking about.
Right?
And I plan on holding to that.
Absolutely.
We're going to figure out this fate magic, and we're going to help Hunter.
Absolutely.
Well, let's start by getting my dad back here.
Yes, let's do that. Hopefully he can move now.
Van pulls out his cell phone and calls Ben. Hey,
We're already way
bring
ahead.
the old man.
You hear this? As he answers the phone, you can hear he's on the plane. Yeah. Clear the roof.
Nietzsche heads up towards the roof.
I mean, by the time you get up there, you can see the plane coming in for a landing.
Right, yeah.
Again, it's Santa Clara.
Right, no, yeah. I expected that.
Not the smoothest of landings, but the plane is mostly unharmed. Again, mostly unharmed.
Right. Nietzsche kind of pads up as the plane is after the plane lands. Kind of pads out towards it.
The back gate sort of opens, and there's Ben pushing the wheelchair-bound Dr. Case up down the ramp.
Well, not quite the same rooftop I'm used to seeing, but well, I guess it kind of is.
I miss my stones.
Well,
You hear a thunk as a hubbub throws a pebble at you.
Anton, quite annoyed with the day, actually just launches a shadow at it.
It's a robot. It doesn't have a will save. The shadow just sort of runs through it.
and then turns and looks at you like, what the heck?
What? Yeah. It went, what? And then runs back, goes back to the sword. It's like, really? What? Arthur shrug.
Right. So Lucha kind of walks alongside Ben and Dr. Casey, then come back in.
Hunter, your father's here.
I can see that. I'm as a GM, I'm not going to play out the good to see you conversations because having the conversation with yourself is
Totally for that. I can go to bed right now, and you can have the next 20 minutes have the conversation with yourself.
But yeah, so that happens, and Dr. Casey immediately, directs Ben to bring him to the storage room, the hyperbaric room, and he's sort of looking at the body that's there, and one of you want to help me here for a minute?
Lucha steps over. What do you need me to do?
Carry the body to... Yeah, the lab's still there, Dad. All right, the lab.
Lucha bends down and I think he's strong enough to carry Hunter's body.
You have a strength score of 7. You're strong enough to carry everybody's body here.
Actually, it's 8. I think.
Yeah, I have a strength score of 4. My load limit's 800 pounds. You can carry the body.
Okay.
The normal strength score for the average human is 0.
Oh. Okay then. So, alright, Lucha carries Hunter's body up.
Yes, it's all of 100 pounds.
Don't pull a muscle or something.
No, he just slips on the guts of the giant gluttonous demon there.
Right. Alright, so Lucha carries Hunter's body wherever Dr. Casey directs him to.
Want to run a couple of tests because this is interesting.
What's interesting?
The fact that his body is out of the chamber that was keeping it functioning. And yet, even in the 20 minutes that it's been, is not showing any of the normal signs of death.
Oh? Lucha puts the body down on whatever table, whatever he needs. And is clearly helping out Dr. Casey whatever he needs, almost like a nurse assistant.
It's going to take the machine. It's going to take the machine a little bit to run the test, but we'll hook it up here, keep everything, just run the test. So it's going to take a little bit for it to do its full scan.
Right. I would go relax in my room, but it's kind of not in the best of states.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's okay, Hunter. I understand.
Hunter, can't you clean this place up?
I've been back for all of 20 minutes. It's going to take me a little bit longer than that.
So, you're useless then. Malka kind of just smirks at him. Or the wall, or the camera, or whatever.
I envision one of the hubbots coming out with a hose and just hosing
That's
down
exactly what I
Malkia.
was thinking too.
Oh, no. There is a plan. The Hubbots are already enacting.
Let's make sure he steps away from Malkier.
You guys don't see any of the Hubbots. I'm just saying there is a plan.
No, he doesn't care. He just, after hearing that, he just steps away from Malkier.
Everyone,
Yeah, remember, we saw 4 guns pulled on Malkia earlier.
Yeah, I just assume something's happening to him.
Believe me, I had to refrain myself. I wanted to make that.
You cut out.
Oh, what I said was I wanted to make that a Gatling.
So, Thomas, will these tests be able to detect any magic?
Absolutely not. They couldn't before, so they definitely won't be able to.
Because whatever that was that came from Anton and took over Hunter's body.
Well, it told me its name was Atroxitas.
Who to what?
Atroxitas.
Bless you.
I can't sneeze.
Okay. But was that ancient magic? Or was that a disciple of Kismet?
At this point, a voice is going to come from Anton, but it's not going to be Anton's. It was neither.
Richard looks over. It's like, okay, what is okay? Why do things keep talking to us from other things?
Because I have no body of my own, and this is the only way I can communicate.
You do notice, Lutra, that something actually comes out of Anton's sword.
You know, I wasn't
That's
going to
probably
bring
what's talking
that
to you.
up, but yeah, that's a little weird.
you're just now noticing the flare.
Yeah.
But that was the actual Anton voice. Like, there's voices kind of weird.
So, who is this? So who is the shadow anyway?
I'm not sure who the shadow is.
I do apologize. My name is Arthur Pendragon.
Oh. Hi, Arthur. Good to meet you.
The Arthur Pendragon.
Luke looks over Phantasm like, oh, who's that?
In the flat. Yes.
So close to that one.
Pendragon, also known as King Arthur, is possibly one of the most notorious fabled characters in world history.
Oh.
Yes, and this Kismet you're referring to is the reason Camelot fell.
And
Camelot to
you're
what?
in my sword now. Why?
Because of her dastardly magic. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is a story for another day. So thank you all very much for watching. We will be back next week. I do not have an episode next week. Just know that it will be the Book of Fate Chapter 4. Again, I don't know what it was, but thank you all very much for watching. This has been the Book of Fate Chapter 3, Hunter's Chance. For Crimson Avix, OPT, Erastra, and Dark Files, I am TG. Thank you all for watching, and of course, remember, always, keep hailing.